Don't let one bad apple spoil the bunch. We're not all rude. We're not all ghetto. We don't all roll our necks and, you know, however you do it, pop our gums.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hello you guys, thank you all for tuning into Chris Codes. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button because you know you want to, and it's free. Notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I drop new content. Comment, subscribe, and yeah, let's get right into the video. Okay you guys, this makeup and a message, it's going to be a little different. I'm going to include a little short story in it, so grab your snacks, whatever. This might be a little bit longer one, not too long, because I know people's attention span is not super long. They're not trying to hear me talk all day, so we're not going to talk all day. I'm gonna do my makeup and let's get right into it. At my previous job, those of you know, when I moved back from Connecticut, I started working at this place, and I was working with this young lady. I say young, she was like in her 50s, but still, I don't think that's super old or anything like that. So I was working with this young lady, and she was Caucasian, and she was different. She was very eccentric. She was like kind of like you have that coworker that wants to rearrange everything. They kind of want to change everything the way that everyone has that coworker that's like, oh, at my old job we did this, at my old job we did that. This isn't your old job.
We don't care.
Let me tell you.
She was one of them. She was like I love the way she rearranged some of the office or whatever. Me, I'm that type of person. When I first start working at a place, I'm not looking to change anything. I want to learn, whether I'm been in that business before or not. I'm just not like that. I want to learn. I want to see how you all are running things. And then if I see necessary changes that need to be made, I might give a suggestion here and there when it's the right time to. But if that's not my role, to try and take over and trying to change what's already put in place by management, I'm not going to do that. That's not my job to do that. And to me, when you do that, like, you kind of rub people the wrong way. But that's neither here nor there about what I do. That's what she was. I just kind of wanted to give you all a feel of what type of person she was. She was one of them. And either way, I didn't dislike the girl. I could tell, the woman, I could tell that she was, a bit much, but I didn't dislike her. Like I said previously, I liked the rearranging she did of the office. I thought it was neat. I liked some of her inputs on certain things, and other things I just thought she was being a bit overbearing. But some of the things I liked. Now that you kind of have a hindsight, or now that you kind of get the type of person she is, I'm going to go a little bit deeper into why I'm telling this story. So, she talked a lot. Now, if anybody's worked with me before, they know I'm business. When it's time to play, okay. But typically, if I have a customer in front of me or things like that, I'm not going to be giggling and playing with you. I'm going to get the job done. That's just me. Now, this is my issue. She talks a lot. When I say a lot, all day, every day, she talks. And it don't matter what it's about. Like, literally, I know her whole life story almost. She talks so much. And it is what it is. A lot of people are very open about their past and stuff like that because they're not ashamed, things of that nature. And that's fine. It's completely fine. And I meet a lot of people that do tell me a lot of their business. But lady talked a whole lot, a whole lot. So on this particular day, she was chit-chatting like normal. And at first she was talking with like maintenance and the maintenance guys. They were in the office at this particular time. And they left, so I thought they left. And after they left, she started talking back to me. Now, we previously had an issue from her. I'm going to tell you all about that first before I go into what happened on this particular day. So we previously had an issue, and I wouldn't even consider it an issue. Now, I wasn't the manager. Like I said before, I don't like to take over things, you know, unless I'm supposed to. I do what I'm supposed to do. A lot of times I do more than what I'm supposed to do. But I'm not going to take over or try and overstep boundaries. You know what I mean? I am that worker that's going to go above and beyond, but I'm not going to step on toes to do it, if you get what I mean. I don't claw my way to the top. So in this particular time, we had a extremely high turnover rate, and we're getting new people all the time, and she was a new person. So no one asked me to train, you know, no one asked me to show her the ropes, things of that nature. If you have a question, I'm going to answer whatever questions you have, but I'm not your manager. I'm not your trainer. So with that being said, I wasn't taking it upon myself to be training her how to do any and everything. And I don't do that because I wasn't asked to do that. If you don't ask me to do that, and if, let's say, she does something that's not supposed to be done, who does that fall on? Because when I started working, literally everyone was training me. People that I was told made mistakes over and over and over again was training me too. So, like I said, people that was training me, you know, made several mistakes that I come to find out later on. So I'm not going to be that one. You're not going to be like, just leave her with me and think I'm going to be like, oh, so this is how you do this. This is how you do that. You know, no, because it was too many times where I would be doing something that I was told to do. To be like, oh, no, it's not supposed to be done that way. Okay, well, that's how it was shown. Someone showed me how to do it this way, so that's why I'm doing it this way. No, you're not going to wrap me up in here. I've been here like, what, how many months? Like, no, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
So, either way. So, not only was she a new person that was working with me, it was another new person as well. Like I said, we had a high turnover rate. So, this other new girl, she had questions, but to me, she had a bit more work ethic at the time. The other girl, to me, she was doing a lot of busy work. Like I said, she was always organizing and things of that nature. But when it was time to like show a room or things of that nature, do inspections, she wasn't popping to it, you know. And I'm just like, okay, when it's time to do the real work, you don't want to do it. But when it's the little stuff like the cleaning and things of that nature, we have people for that, you know. We have people for that. That's not your job. Now, I'm all for going above and beyond, but I'm gonna need you to do your job first. That's how I looked at it. So she took offense to me helping the other girl a little bit more. But like I said before, I'm going to answer questions as long as they're not stupid, because whoever said there's no such thing as dumb questions lied, okay? As long as they're not just ridiculous questions, I'm going to answer your questions and help you any way that I can. But I'm not going to be training you. That's not my job too. And that's that on that. Okay.
On period.
So she proceeds to talk to management saying that she feels like it's a race thing. Yeah, she said she feels like it's a race thing that I'm helping the other young lady who was trans, but we're not even going to go into all that. But that I was helping the other young lady more than I was helping her.
Why?
Because so she don't want to think it's a race thing, but you know, yes, y'all, yes. This is what this lady said. So this comes to my attention from the other new girl that she said this. Keep in mind, I bought paintings from this girl because I told you she was very eccentric and all that. She would do paintings, bring paintings in. I purchased paintings from this girl. I sat and listened to this girl talk for hours on end. If it was a race thing, you would have known that. If I disliked you, you would have known that. Like I said, I'm about business. If you talking, and we should be working, it's gonna be a problem, okay? That's all. That's the only way I felt about it. I'm just like, do your job. Do your job. I'm not the type that's going to tell you all my business the first day I meet you. I'm just not. If you are, that's fine. I'm here. I'm open, all open ears. But if it's time for you to do some work, I'm going to need you to do some work, okay? So after I hear this, I tell management, I'm just like, it's a race thing. I've been around all different races all my life. Like, you know where I'm from. So I'm like, that's neither here nor there. Okay. But I just said my piece and left it at that. I didn't treat her any type of way. I did throw a little jab. I was like when she said something, and I did tell her this one day. She said something, and I was like, well, I don't know how to answer that question because it's right in front of you. Like, literally, whatever question she asked me was so obvious, and I was so very annoyed because we were busy. And I was just like, well, it's right in front of you, but I don't want you to think it's a race thing. You know, I was throwing little jabs like that, you know, but that was pretty much it. That was it. So, back to why, you know, I'm telling you the story. So, I'm telling you the, like, background. So, like I said prior, after the maintenance man leave, she proceeds to talk to me about the conversation she was having with the maintenance man. That was kind of like about, you know, racial injustice and things of that nature, but not on our end, on their end. Okay? Yes. So let's get into it. Okay, y'all. So it's gonna get good. It's gonna get good. So y'all gotta stay tuned. Okay, y'all gotta stay tuned. Bear with me. Bear with me. I gotta lay the foundation. You don't have a house if you don't lay the foundation. But let me keep going. So she starts talking about one of her friends and how her friend like was black, and she talks about, like, you people do this to black people, you people do that to black people. She was like, who's you people? Who's you people? Now, this is an older white woman telling me this about her black friend. And she's like, who is you people? Who is you people? And all that type of stuff. And I'm just listening to her. And she's just venting. Because like I said, she talks a whole lot. Okay? So she's just venting and this and that. And then she's saying how she's speaking of, like, all white people, but I didn't do anything to her, and this, that, and the third. And she's steady talking about it. I'm not gonna go in there because I don't want this story to be super long, or this video to be super long. But she just tells me more about this situation, and I tell her, because I'm tell y'all a little bit about my viewpoint, because this is like the message in it all is this explosion right here. Okay, so she's continuing to tell me about this, and then she, like, looks for my opinion on the situation. Now, I tell her I'm not in the business of playing victim. I said we're not going to differ, like, we're not going to deflect from what was done. And y'all know what I mean by that. We're not going to act like there wasn't 400 years in the making. You know what I mean? We're not going to act like nothing was done. Okay? But I'm also not going to let that hold me back. That's all I was basically saying to her with this whole little situation. I said, I'm not blaming white people for my struggles and things of that nature. Now, is there trauma and generational things that go on in the black community because of all that's been done to us? Yes. But it's black people that may have had better upbringings or better they were put in a better position than some of us to have more or to be able to accomplish more. Yes, that's true. But how long are you going to, be a victim to your circumstances? It's people that have been homeless that are millionaires. It's people that didn't finish high school that are millionaires. You know what I mean? You can't be a victim all your life. That's that on that. So now I don't know if she was looking for me to be like, oh no, she was like texted about her black friend, like, oh, she was doing too much, blah, 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 y'all didn't do anything to us. No. Let's not go that far, okay? But I understood where she was coming from. You can't blame her directly for your issues. We can acknowledge that these things happen, because if you forget the past, is bound to repeat itself, okay? But still, I'm not going to blame y'all for me being poor. I'm not going to blame y'all for me not having a pot to, you get what I mean? We're not going to do that. We're going to work hard. We're going to achieve everything that God has for us, okay? That's that. So that's how I looked at the situation, you know, period. And then we continued our conversation. Well, she continued the conversation. You know what I mean? She continued to talk. So she's still talking. Because I'm like, I've had some of these conversations before, you know, so I get it. I get where they're coming from. You know, nobody's trying to blame you. You know, we know it wasn't you directly that did it. There's still people, like, in this world that are racist. And it is what it is. But let's be honest with it. Let's be all the way 100. All white people aren't bad. In this situation that y'all are about to hear, because y'all gotta stay tuned, okay? Y'all gotta stay tuned. Like, this was a bit much, and yeah, I'm not gonna spoil it because we'll get there. This was way too much. But all white people aren't bad. And if black people want to be honest, if we want to be honest, a lot of times we have the attitude. A lot of times and I've experienced so many times when I'm getting the most attitude and rude behavior and hatefulness from us. Some people are going to be mad about what I'm saying, but do I not speak facts? I try to be honest in what I talk about on my platform or my channel. And I'm going to be completely honest. Why is it us a lot of the times? I come across white people that are not the nicest or that are just, you know, downright a little racist. But a lot more than them, I come across us that don't know how to act. Okay? Let's keep it going. So now that y'all kind of know my stance on it, you know, I'm all. So don't let this video get you all confused or get your panties in a bunch. But I really want to address it. I just want to tell the story, you know, kind of throw this story in time to make it a little bit more entertaining. But it's true. It's so true. Like, I've had so many experiences with a lot of different white people that were more than kind. If y'all see my travel vlog with the guy that gave me his parking spot for hours for free that was leaving. He was white. Several times compliments on my hair. Y'all know I keep braids. I get compliments from black people too, of course, but from white people, like, we in the store, me and my mom in the store, and we're like trying to go, and this white guy just stops, and he's like we're like, you can go. He's like, no, you can go. I'm not in a rush. I'm in no hurry. Get on the next row. It's a black woman. Time and time again, I see it. So I'm not the one. If y'all want me to get on here and be like, you know, they are always this and they're always that, that's not the case. You come across some very pleasant white people that will not treat you any differently than anyone else. So was I about to be like, oh no, because y'all did do this and y'all did do that? I'm not in the business of doing that, because you can't blame people. It's like saying, oh, your mom's a crackhead, so are you. You know, no, like, you can't blame people for what's been done in the past. Now, it's also different when they won't acknowledge it, though. If you're made aware, because I feel like a lot of times there might be ignorant to the situation at hand, some of them, because y'all know we're not taught all this black history in school. You get 1 month where they tell you about somebody that made the telephone or somebody that discovered peanut butter. You know what I'm talking about. And then we go on. We go on, Christopher Columbus. So a lot of them are just ignorant. Like, to be completely honest, it's just ignorance, and ignorance is bliss. Would you want people like to tell you, you know, your ancestors raped my ancestors, your ancestors killed and beat my ancestors? You know, it's not an easy pill to swallow. I'm just saying, it's not an easy pill to swallow.
To this day.
So with that being said, it's just like, for those that are aware, because a lot of them do know that, like, they know their history, their grandparents that own plantations and slaves and stuff like that. A lot of them know that. So when you're that type that act like you don't know, you know, what your ancestors did, and you look down on black people and stuff like that, you're the ones that are the problem. You're the problem, because it's a lot of white people out here that's not like that. This is not one of those stories. It's not one of those stories, okay? But I just really wanted to speak on that. Maybe I'll do a separate video on that, but I just wanted to talk about it, because we act like they're all bad, and that's not the case. It's just not the case. I've come across too many that's just not all bad. But we do need to get our acts together. We need to get our acts together. We need to stop, you know, playing victim. We know what happened to us. We're very aware of what happened to us, and it's tragic, and it's traumatizing. But we have to go forward. If they did all that to fight for us to be free, and for us to be able to get online and do this and be raised and live comfortably like we're living, how about we do something with the gift that we were given? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. All right. On a higher note, let's get off the depressing topics and let's continue with the story. So she continues to talk and all that jazz, and she's telling me about the black men that she dates. Now, I pegged her when I met her. I knew she dated black guys. Personally, I'm not one of those black women that care if you date black men. If you date black men and you're a white woman, I don't care anything about that. Because 9 times out of 10, the black man that wants you, he's not my type, okay? I like black men that love black women. I like black men that like being black. I don't like the self-hating type of men. It's not my cup of tea. I need you to be confident. I need you to be strong. And I need you to know we're that deal, okay? I need you to know it. I need you to feel it in your soul. And you know, and it's always that. It's just like, that's what they don't realize. Like, that's not the type of men we go for. Because a lot of times they're self-hating. You might get those very few. And people might not like that. Not like that I said that, but it's true. You might get the very few that, oh, they just fell in love and stuff like that. But a lot of times it be the case. That be the case. You don't really like black people. You think black people are ghetto. You think black people are this. You think black people are that. And that's your prerogative. But that's just not my type. It's not my type. So she's telling me about the black men that she dates and all that jazz, and how they like, this is where it turns, okay, y'all? So prepare yourselves, because this is where it's gonna turn. So she starts to tell me about the black men she dates and all that. Keep in mind, this is a 50-year-old woman, and she says a lot of them like when she calls them the N-word. Now, keep in mind, she didn't say the N-word. I don't say the N-word, which is why I'm saying the N-word. But she said, okay, she said, fill in the blank. You know what she said. You know what she said.
Can't really get into it. All I can tell y'all is that it's about to go down.
And I'm just listening. You know, we're in office. I'm just listening. Mind you, this stuff is on camera. We have cameras in our office. So she's saying it. He likes when I call him that, blah, blah, blah. She's talking about her past relationships and whatnot. And I was like, I'm not shocked. Yeah, I said, I guess some black men have that kink or whatever. Not a fan. That's all I said. So yeah, I'm not a fan. I said, and then she continues. I was gonna give her, like, I wouldn't say I was going to give her a pass, but things like that don't get a rise out of me. I've witnessed too much in my life for something like that to offend me. I'm no, okay? I'm not yo. Will never be yo. Period. I'm just not. So you think calling me that is gonna make me feel any type of way? No, ma'am. You'll never get a rise out of me, ever in your life. It's just not gonna happen. So she continues. She's talking about how she's dated the guys that like her to call it that, and then she tells me the story about being in her neighborhood and about this black boy. Her exact words: the black boy was putting the white boy in the trash can for calling him the N-word. She said she jumped in it, pulled the boy at the trash can, trying to see what was going on or whatever, and told the the little black boy, what if you call him this, then should he put you in a trash can? If you call him a, another like kind of like slur for a white person, but it doesn't have the same backing. You know what I mean? We know why we were called those names and in what context we were called those names. So let's not act like it's the same thing, which is what I felt like she was trying to do. She had a thing with deflecting. Like, now you want me to tell you that it's okay for you to say this, or it's the same as a black person calling you this. It's not the same. It's not the same. Let's not act like it's the same. I guess because of the way I responded from the conversation she was telling me about with her friend, that she thought I was going to answer in a different way. I was going to see it in a different way. No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
I'm still black, and I don't like that. So I proceeded to tell her, I personally don't use that word, so I don't like when other people use that word. I said, now, black people do, you might hear it in the rap songs, things of that nature, but I don't like it. I don't use it. So I prefer the people around me not to. Just like that. Just like that. She continues to talk.
Oh, killing me with this.
Now, keep in mind, as we're having this conversation, all throughout this conversation, she's saying the N-word. Over and over and over and over again. She was saying it over again when she was talking about the black guys, and blah, 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 because she kept saying it. They love when I call them. When we doing sexual stuff, they be like, say it again. She'd be like, she's just saying it. So casual, you all. So this is how I know, okay, this is in your vocabulary, because you said it so many times. When she gets to the story about the two little boys, which I don't even believe, honestly. It's like when I feel like you're kind of like giving me habitual liar, I'm not even believing the story. I just feel like you want to say it. And she's saying it again. Just because he called you doesn't mean that you're able to do that. Just because he said that doesn't give you the right. I get that might offend you. Like, literally, y'all, this is how casual she was using it over and over and over again. And even after I said that I didn't like it, and that I tell her I don't feel comfortable, still saying it. Still saying it, y'all. And then someone else comes in the room and she stops. And we start talking about something different. Now, did I let this offend me? No. I did. I told my mom about it. I'm just like, should I be offended by this? Because I said, now, did it annoy me? Yes. Was I going to let her know that? No. Because obviously, you had already said, oh, I feel like it's a racial thing. Remember when I told y'all about that? Where she said she felt like it was a racial thing, that I wasn't helping her. So, what does that tell me? You're trying to get a rise out of me. You said you thought it was racial that I was helping the other girl more than I was helping you. Now all of a sudden you're so comfortable to say the N-word around me. I told you she likes to deflect. So I'm no dummy, okay? I might be a lot of things, but I'm no dummy. So what did you think I was gonna start cussing you out? What did you think I was supposed to get loud? Start using slurs at you? No, ma'am. Because that will make us similar. That will make us alike. We're nothing alike. We're nothing alike. You're not my cup of tea. But I love everyone. But I'm just keeping it a buck, okay? Like, I'm not you. We don't do the same things. We don't behave the same way. We're not two peas in a pod. So you may have thought that I was gonna behave something, you were gonna get a rise out of me, or you thought I was going to step out of character, but not for 1 minute, especially not for you. So I just wanted to tell you all this story. I bet you all like, oh, you didn't say anything, you didn't tell management, blah blah blah. I did. After the fact, I was just like, that really is unacceptable. It's unacceptable. And I'm sure she didn't really see it coming that I was going to say anything, because I didn't react at the time. But I did. I told my manager, and she told who was above her, and the situation was handled. And I have a lot of respect for them, because at this point, I had already put in my 2 weeks. So did management have to take action or do anything about this? Because I was about to leave. They didn't have to, but they did. So hats off to them, because that was a really, really nice move of them, and it showed that they cared about their employees, and how comfortable they felt, because I did feel uncomfortable. I did. And if I wasn't leaving already from that, I probably would have been looking for another job for sure, and I wouldn't have left with good vibes, I wouldn't have left like, okay, I was done in the right way and things of that nature. It wouldn't have been like that. But I do feel like it was handled in a great way and all that. And just to sum up everything, that's why I spoke on, blacks and whites and things of that nature. And I wanted to say that they're not all bad. They're not all bad. Now, this story doesn't reflect that. It really doesn't. But that just goes to show that I've experienced ones that just blatantly disrespected me, and tried to make me feel uncomfortable. But am I going to let one bad apple spoil the bunch? No. And that should be the same way that a lot of white people or Caucasian people look at African Americans or black people in general. That's how you all should view it as well. Don't let one bad apple spoil the bunch. We're not all rude. We're not all ghetto. We don't all roll our necks and, however you do it, pop our gums. We all don't do that. Don't let one bad apple spoil the bunch. Don't let what you see on Love and Hip Hop make you think you know all black people, because you don't. Now, I'm going to finish my makeup look, and I'll be back with the final look and the final thought. See you all in a second. Alright, you guys, I'm back with the final look. Not bad. Not bad. Notice I did a different lippy. Check out the eyes. That actually came from wherever it is, but that came from an Ipsy bag. And y'all know I don't really do eyeshadow, so I like that. It's like a brownish, glittery type of vibe. Love that. on my lips is an Abu Dhabi NYX matte cream. Super cute, love it. And simple little dark brown liner. And yeah, so that's the final look. I hope you all like it. And I'll go ahead and get to the final thought. All right, you guys, so let's get into the final topic. So you all know I like to put a positive spin on everything, just to brighten up, you know, the conversation, brighten up the room, and bring a lesson to everything that we talk about here on my channel. And I just say that you can't take what one person did and punish an entire race for it. Because yeah, we can acknowledge the past and acknowledge what's happened to us, our ancestors in the past, and say, you know, that they're all bad. But what good would that do for us? What good would holding on to all that's happened to our ancestors in the past, what good would that do, holding on to it? And granted, it's still racism. It's still people out here that act the way that she does or has the same mindset as she does. But what good would it be for us to just assume that everybody's thinking like that and operating in the same manner that she is? It wouldn't do us any good. So why not treat people how you want to be treated? And when you meet someone, meet them. Don't have these preconceived notions that this person's going to treat me like this person, or this person's going to act a certain way because of their race. Because if everybody did that, they would think that all black people are going to curse you out because of Love and Hip Hop and Jerry Springer and things. Jerry Springer has been on since I was born. Before I was born, Jerry Springer's been on TV. You know what people see about black people on television? Even black people that have money, you know, it still shows like the Housewives and stuff like that, and they have money and you still see them reading people and cussing people out, things of that nature. All of us aren't like that. All of us don't act like that, you know. And these people, it might just be for TV because, you know, drama makes good TV, but in real life they don't even act like that. If everybody treated us how the media perceives us, do you know how stressful our lives would be? I don't want everybody thinking I'm violent. You know what I'm saying? I don't want everybody to be thinking I'm just swole and I fear no one. I'm brave. Like, I'm just fearing people, walking around just fearing people. But you know what I mean? You know, I don't want those preconceived notions about me, and everybody doesn't treat me the way we're viewed in the media. So I'm not going to treat every white person I meet like that. You know, you got to give people a chance. You got to open up and be understanding and take things with a grain of salt. Like, yeah, I experienced that, but I also learned something, you know. You had those type of experiences for a reason. So I just say is to say, you know, everybody's not all bad. So don't listen to the story and be like, I knew that's what these people are thinking. I know these people want to treat us a certain way. It's not the case with all of them. You know, in every race, there's a bad apple. Once again, don't let the bad apple spoil the bunch. So with that being said, I love you guys. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button because you know you want to. And it's free. Notification bell so you be notified whenever I drop new content. Comment, subscribe, and yeah, see you all for the next video. Bye.